Welcome everyone in a new episode. Today we will review Everspace 2 and we will see what was added to this new sequel. So before we start, make sure to join my channel to watch all my new reviews and videos. And don't forget to hit the like button and let's get started. The first Everspace was an indie roguelike with spaceship combat that built a strong fanbase for itself, thanks to its unique style, fun combat, and deep mechanical choices for each run. This success made it all the more surprising when developer Rockfish Games revealed that Everspace 2 would avoid the procedure's roguelike structure to instead become an open-world, narrative-focused looter shooter. Thankfully, the sequel transition to the new ground is achieved elegantly, as it explores bold new territory for the series. The story of Everspace 2 begins by introducing the player to Adam, a clone created by intergalactic military that ran away and worked as a hired gun for the mining corporation. After getting kidnapped by a group of space outlaws because of a supervisor greed, Adam is kidnapped and his best friend Ben is injured. The two manage to escape their captors with the help of a mysterious man named Dax, who spits them away to hide out with everything that space renegades could hope for. This sets up the narrative of Everspace 2 campaign, with the player controlling Adam to evade the forces that seek him. The player assembles a team of outcasts throughout the galaxy and learn about their pasts and personalities. Everspace 2 narrative is a lot more compelling and engaging than one may expect from a looter shooter of its scope. It stays interesting throughout as it slowly peeks back the layer of its universe while not doing too much that it loses the player if they spend too long in the game's open world. Everspace 2 is also elevated by the fantastic characters of its world. It builds a complex backdrop for the players to slowly uncover while playing throughout its story and exploring. Even newcomers can take comfort in knowing that understanding the original game is not necessary, as dialogue and an extensive codex give players as much information as they want to look for. Every Everspace 2 thrives, however, is in its combat and looter shooter mechanics. As players progress through the game, they can choose from 9 different classes of ships, each with its own status and ultimate abilities. These can range from shooting out electricity to quickly kill weaker enemies to even slowing down time from ultimate duration. Every ship can also be fully customized with different primary and secondary weapons, 2 abilities that can be equipped and upgraded, and various systems like shields and thrusters. While there are a lot of pieces to every ship in Everspace 2, it never feels as overwhelming as a ship customization in more hardcore space sims like Elite Dangerous. There are enough options for more invested players to fine-tune the ship to their preferences, but players that don't want to invest the time or thoughts to do so can get by just fine without min-maxing. Once players are in combat, they find themselves in a hectic dogfight filled with mobs of enemies that are weaved around varied combat arenas. It is a wonderful spectacle with bright flashes of color, bombastic explosions, and blustering speeds. At times it can be overwhelming, especially in more significant conflicts. But once players are confident in their ship loadout, the chaos provides exciting backdrops rather than being overwhelming. This is mainly helped by how accessible Everspace 2 combat is. The controls are very responsive, and players are given enough final-tuned control over their ships to interactively weave between asteroids, outmaneuver enemies' fighters, and give players consistent doses of adrenaline. Even when still learning the ropes, players are empowered to feel as though they have complete control of their ships while helping them feel the excitement of the game's encounters. Outside combat, players can also expect to solve simple puzzles, crafting items, invest in their relationships with allies to unlock upgrades, and act as space merchants to generate funds. This allows it to cater to various kinds of players, whether they are looking for fun and memorable science fiction story or want a deep universe where they can immerse themselves and spend time completing side activities. The game's visual design also plays into defining its world masterfully. The designs of its characters, architecture, and ships all give Everspace 2 a unique flavor of science fiction that seamlessly blends its fantasy elements. It lands somewhere between the more mythological elements of Destiny 2 and the biomechanical gruesomeness of Warframe to find an identity all its own. Moving to an early new gameplay structure like Everspace 2 is no small feat, and few franchises have been able to do so successfully, and this new sequel has managed to do so more smoothly than ever before. Some fans will surely miss the roguelike structure of the original, but for fans looking for further explore its world or to spend more time in the game's splendid combat, Everspace 2 delivers its spades. My rating for this game is 7 out of 10. Finally, I hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel for more videos. See you next time. Peace.